We have a new series of exercises now. We start with the number 57, and I was asked to talk about how to study. So it's quite a long and big thing, so I will subdivide it in different exercise numbers. First, I want to say that the really important thing is to separate to study from making reads. When you study, you have a read that is maybe you can play for an hour without getting tired, and it will not be mainly the candidate for next concerts, because if it's a candidate and another candidate, you're constantly in your head thinking about, is the read good or would it be the other one better? But you should improve, not the read. The read lives 2 weeks and you live 100 years. It's a big difference. So, very important how to start to practice. This is the worst thing you can do. When can you do this in concert? Never. You have a violin concerto of Brahms in the orchestra. Can you do this while the solist is tuning for the second movement? Never. Then the conductor starts and you have to find your A from nothing. Yeah? This is when you're a professional. You cannot do this. You have to start perfectly. And so if every day you start to play terribly bad and ugly before playing well, how can you do it then in concert, right? It will be 2,000 people or 3,000 watching you. There's a very different situation than at home. Everything is different. You have different clothes. Suddenly you feel very like a different person. And now also they take away that what you did every day is to... It's terrible. You feel like in another life, no? So, if you want to give concerts, if it is soloist or chamber music or orchestra, if you want to give concerts, don't do that. Start right away to play something that you like and that you know well, to play it. If you hit badly the first note of the day, yeah, if you do it every day, you start not to hit it badly anymore. But if you do it never, you probably will hit the first note badly in the concert because you have not prepared to play well from nothing. So my proposition is to play, when you start practicing, really as a professional, not messing around with your time. You should have the first unit of 1 hour a concert. You play a concert for yourself. There are not the 2,000 persons watching you. There's not the clothes. There's maybe not the conductor or the orchestra or the colleagues with you, but you have to play well 1 hour. And later you will improve what you observed during that hour that was not good. You will do exercises later. You will analyze it later. But if you start the day with playing 3 seconds, and then 3 minutes, and then 1 line with a new piece that you don't know, with no good feeling inside because you're in a new piece that you cannot know, how can you improve? You probably after half an hour you're playing worse than before. So first you have to give the concert. Second, which I will talk later, you have to train the automatisms, arpeggios or passages out of concertos where you need the different rhythms, studies. And the third part will be analysis, that whatever you want to improve, intonation, sound, new piece, to take in something new when you're really yourself at your best. You cannot take in something new. Imagine a cook that goes to a kitchen that he had never seen and he will try a recipe that he had never done with materials that he doesn't know where it's bought. Okay. And then he should be a professional cook. How can he do it? He can be in his kitchen and he does a recipe that he knows very well, it goes well, and then once upon a time he will try something new in his own kitchen with his own material. This is number 3 part in the study. There might be other systems. I think every system is better than no system. But this is my system. 1 hour concert. Second part, automatisms. And third part, with many stops. When you're tired, for instance, you have a new piece. Imagine you start practicing, you have a new reed, you have a new piece, you open the new piece, you play 3 notes, the reed is not so good, you change it to an older one, then you have to stop because it's a legato, and you write legato, or you write maybe the 4 F here, then you have an unclear rhythmical situation, you take the pencil, which I do it regularly, and you make the marks of the tempo, you play the next half line. How can you get ever in the shape of a good condition when you have to play chamber music? My last piece that I played before this was the Grand Partita, 45 minutes. Yeah, and it was the second part of a concert in which we played a Partia from Haydn, a Divertimento by Mozart, and also Serenade by Mozart, because it was 2 hours. How could I get in the shape to play 2 hours if I train myself in the practicing time all the time, learning new pieces? So you have to have first this beginning out of nothing, beginning to play really well. This is one thing, one reason to start with a concert. The second reason is before getting new things into your playing, like new pieces or new qualities, you have to be in a playing shape. You have to know what you can do. And before you have not given a concert, you don't know it. So if you start messing around, changing the reed, scraping the reed, the half hours drop from your time like the ripe apples from the tree. It will be terrible. You have then, after 2 hours of practicing, you have probably destroyed 2 reeds. You play worse than before because you're uncertain, you're tired of doing nothing, and mentally you're frustrated because it comes nothing out. So I'm going now to talk about this number 1, that is the concert. So you put your mobile on flight mode because it's practicing time. It's like in a football game. People cannot go to the toilet in the middle of a football game. If they know that 90 minutes or 45 minutes at least they have to be fine, they cannot be with a handphone. Hello, Mama, no, I'm playing football now, I cannot answer you. So you cannot, if you train to get a professional, or you are a professional, you want to get better, you cannot do other things than to train. Knives go away, so you sit there or you stand there, but I would start sitting because you can find better your inside posture. And you give yourself a concept to define which is the level that I have today, now, from 0. No note before. If you do it every day, you will be fine in the concert to have this out of nothing when you have not played for 10 minutes. It's in a rehearsal. You have to play well in the orchestra, even if the conductor during 10 minutes is traveling with the first violins. They have the most difficult part, and they're 14 or 15 to play together this difficult part, and the most in quantity and also in quality of the whole orchestra. It's always like that. Then he doesn't need to work so much with you because you should do it for yourself. You should know your part. But then the winds ensemble, sometimes there is a bit of tension, but mainly it's the winds among themselves. They have to be fine. So after the 10 minutes not playing, now comes the tutti. You have to play well. You cannot mess around with playing ugly scales. And so if you do it never at home, you will be always uncertain, even playing the Mozart quartet and the few bars in the slow movement that the strings start, you will worry about the high A, how to enter and how to play it right. You would like to play the A before. You can't. You have to have trained to start to play well from nothing. When can you do it? Well, only at the beginning or after lunch, break, but especially when you start in the day, the first time that you have take the oboe, you must give yourself a concert. If you do it 1 month 30 times, it's sure that if you have to start a solo out of nothing, that you feel much, much less uncertain. So how does this concert time has to be organized? Well, you make the program before. Be sure that nobody disturbs you in that hour. Nobody comes to your podium and you give a concert. Nobody will come to you and say, should I buy this or should I go there? Or Papa, should I? Nobody is disturbing you. So if you have this situation, it means you train concert. And you have the reality first. Then the plan how to improve, and then to improve later. If you don't know how you are, how can you improve? So you make a program first. It should be your favorite pieces, what you like to play with your best, with a reed that really goes well, and that you like to play it. It can be something that nobody likes it except you. What the hell? It doesn't matter. It's your training, so that you feel really good. Because if you feel really good, you can start to analyze what are you missing and to go on top of that. Next day will be better. So 1 hour program before, you can repeat the piece, you can play by memory so that you warm up the pieces that you have studied. It's not necessary to learn them again when you have a concert with playing the Hummel or Mozart or Strauss or a Baroque sonata. Warm them up. It's the pleasure you have. You know what to do, you feel fine, you have a good sound, you're at your best. So this is 1 hour in which it's allowed to change reed after one piece, because you would go off from the podium, you could drink a glass of water and come back. You don't need to go off, but you imagine. And if this program is done, you have a little book or a page that you can make notice what was the program, the date, place, program. If somebody listens to you, you can ask the people that image in ways, instead of disturbing you during your practice, you can say, sit there and be quiet for 1 hour. I will play for you a concert. Many people will be really fine. No? And I have many times that I prepared concerts in this way, playing somewhere strange in a church in Indonesia once for the church service. I played the Mozart concerto for the church service, which was my brother-in-law giving, and 1 month later I won the competition of IRD in München, playing exactly that Mozart concerto, and the images of the church in Indonesia, that bamboo were still in my head, so I felt very free. So wherever you are, it's important that you give a concert. So you notice who eventually listened, your cat, your parrot, your fish, or some people. How was the situation with the reed? How was your critique? I got tired after half an hour. I was almost not finished. My embouchure was too thick. My intonation was not good in the second octave. Critique, you know. So, and then line. This is the concert of today. Tomorrow, another line. And then after every 10 days, you look what your comments are. If it's always the same, you should change something. You know? If always the reed is too heavy, take a lighter one. And so this is the number one of practicing. You prepare your body, you prepare the reed in water, you put together your oboe, you put your music, or you play by memory, you don't put the music of your favorite pieces of something you really like to play, put yourself in good humor, and you play for 1 hour like in concert. Only difference, there are not the 2,000 people, there is not the big hall, you are not paid, and you have not the concert close. All the rest should be like a concert, because then every day you your own concert. When you have then the concert, plus the 2,000, plus the new dress, and plus being paid, and the people watching you, everything is then so different. You should not make also the situation new. If you never try a concert at home, how can you make a concert for other people? So, absolutely, 1 hour. Don't play one note before. It will be, oof, how will it sound? Yeah, but you're alone, you're at home. If it's first note doesn't come so well, it's pity, but when you do it every day that way, you will start better and better, and then you go to the concert and it feels like at home. So please, you start your practicing time with a 1 hour concert with your favorite pieces, or with the pieces that you really like to play and to warm up and to feel good. Then come other things which I tell you later. So this was the exercise number 57, practicing part 1. Bye bye.